What to do, y'all? It's your boy Chief back again for another Texas Tech vlog, and today we're here with
it's Michaela G, but y'all knew that already.
And
it's Kennedy, but y'all know me.
Anyway, back to me. Like I was saying, we here. We had a step show stuff.
Yes.
Step
It's
show.
homecoming week.
It's homecoming week, so we finna be vlogging all week, every single day. So y'all stay tuned in and wait for more.
I remember that part.
Okay, y'all, I'm headed to go see Key Glock. My friends are picking me up.
Around the corner, I would like all candidates to address the issue of gun violence. Gun violence has become a major point that we always hear about in the news. I feel like it is unacceptable that I have had to practice active shooter drills since I was in elementary school. It is unacceptable that just 2 weeks ago, my cousin nearly feared for her life at a college party at Texas A&M Commerce. And it is definitely unacceptable that people fear losing their lives just by shopping at Walmart. I feel like we are one of the strongest nations. And with that being said, we should all come together and make sure that we speak up and we make a point to end gun violence. Thank you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since you guys have seen me, and I do apologize for that. I have been off in school and trying to manage a YouTube channel and just get it together how you want so I can create quality content for you guys. Plus doing schoolwork and learning how to adjust to my environment is just, it's a challenge. So I created like basically a list of everything I want to accomplish in 2020, and YouTube was definitely one of the things on that list, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you guys good content. This is definitely good practice for me and my major. I'm a journalism major, creative media industries minor, so I need to be able to talk in front of a camera, so YouTube is definitely my practice. So I'm super excited for the videos that are to come. I have been kind of working this morning, just trying to see what content can I give you guys. So I know you guys are gonna be excited, and I can't wait for you to see what I come up with. So enough talking. Like I said again, I do apologize. I know I have not been very consistent, but I will be now. I will be in the future. So let's just get into this video. So I want to talk to you guys about my freshman college experience. So as you guys may know, if you followed my channel or subscribe to my channel, you know that I got an associate's degree while in high school. I know, crazy, one of my biggest accomplishments thus far. Since that happened, or I received my degree, so I came into college with 69 hours. I go to Texas Tech University. I already told you guys my major, but so now I'm classified as a senior. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, we'll see how that goes and how many more hours I have to get in before I can graduate. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to go to grad school or if I want to go to law school, just trying to figure everything out. But until then, I'm gonna tell you guys about how my college experience went, and I just want to start off with the first week of school. I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. So my first week of college, it was the best thing ever. I had a great time. I remember being in our school's rec center with some of my friends, and my parents called me, you know, after everything had got set up in my room, and they were like, are you, you know, we're about to leave. And I don't know, at the time I was just like, okay, bye. I mean, I gave them a hug, and I gave them hugs and all that, and you know, we prayed before they actually left. But I was ready for them to go. I don't know if it's just because it's the excitement of everything. And after that, basically we had a week. So 7 days of free time before it was like structure involved. Or like before we had to start classes. So that was fun. I got to meet a lot of cool people. I got really close with a few people, and that was just super exciting. I definitely feel like people should go and experience Welcome Week, because I know some people, they may be like, oh, I'll just show up last minute. I know especially, you know, when you're upperclassmen, after a while you may not attend Welcome Week, but it was definitely a fun experience. And you know, you get free stuff. I got a lot of free college shirts and all that, and I just got to explore campus. That was the time for not only just to meet new people, but to just walk around campus. You know, I definitely highly would suggest use that time to find your classes. Don't just go off, party, or whatever for those 7 days before your classes start, or however. I guess every school is different, but that's just how my school is set up. So I use that to my advantage. So yeah, I would say that's a good thing to do. So my roommate situation, you guys got to see my dorm room. I was staying in a suite my freshman year. And I was super excited about my roommate. And well, not about my roommate, well, just like living in a dorm and the whole dorm room environment and all of that. And basically all of that got turned all the way upside down. My roommate was just not what I really expected. I mean, okay, so I was never the person to be like, oh my gosh, my first college roommate is going to be my best friend. But I at least expected to, you know, get along with her, and we didn't. So I guess some of the red flags, which I probably would highly recommend you watch out for these red flags, was when I first got accepted into tech, and I'm like, okay, I'm going here, all that's taken care of, and now it's time to set up housing. So she never really contacted me. I contacted her about 3 times, and you know, after a while I'm like, okay, so they give you the person's email. I emailed her, and you know, not to sound like a stalker, I was like, let me see if she has any socials. Couldn't really find any of that. I think I just found her Facebook or something, and I messaged her. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. I messaged her on that, and never got a response back. So I was like, okay, now we have this suite, so it's like we have our own bathroom to ourselves. And I'm like the person, as you guys, you know, if you go back and watch my dorm room tour video, you know, I really decorated, you know, the place up, my room especially, and then we share a common area. And you know, if she was like cooperative and, you know, wanted to actually talk to me, I probably would have had a little bit more stuff in our common area, but she just didn't reach out to me at all. And then another thing that I would add to my first week, they kind of started to make me feel just a little sad. It made me miss home. It was because I really didn't have anyone to talk to in my dorm room. So it's like after you get done hanging out with people or whatever all day, and I would go back to my dorm room and I would take a shower, get up in my bed, and it's like, oh, I'm in here by myself. And I know other people may like that and they may like to be by themselves, but I'm that person, like, I want to talk to somebody, like, you know, I don't know. It just wasn't what I expected. And she wasn't there, you know, to kind of help you guys understand. She basically came the night before school started. So we never really got to, it was just really fast. And then when she came, it was hi and bye. It was never a hello, I'm Tracy. Oh, you're Michaela. You know, been really wanting to meet you. None of that. It was basically complete silence, in and out, in passing each other. She wasn't the cleanest roommate. So I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But I would just say, make sure you know who your roommate is. I know a lot of people say don't room with your best friend. If y'all going to the same school, don't room with people, you know, whatever. But I would say if you are choosing someone who you don't know at all, you know, I know it's kind of hard to know someone or get to know someone when you're just looking at a social media account or whatever that they may give you until y'all actually, you know, meet. Well, some people actually get to talk to a person, but just because you talk to them, that doesn't tell you what they're going to be living like. But I would just say pray on it and just hope that you get a person who is willing to help you clean up, help you, you know, share things and all of that. I'm not gonna get too deep into that experience. I'm just gonna move on with that. So the next thing I will say is to make sure when you're choosing your professors, that is a big thing that I wish I could have went back and done differently. So I would watch other YouTube videos about, you know, preparing for college. And a lot of people told me to do the rate my professor. And this is me telling you to rate your professor. Don't be me and say, oh, I watched her say that and I didn't do it. No, because I had about 2 professors that I just did not get along with them. They were very strict. I mean, it's one thing to be strict, but I just did not like how their classroom setting was. And, you know, one of them put in grades late, and just one of them actually told us don't email them. And as many of you guys should know, that I finished off, or everyone has finished off their second semester of school, college, whatever, in quarantine or back at the house. And the guy told us don't email me. You know, he wanted us to put everything in this discussion board, and it's just like, okay, I have a personal question. So anyways, just make sure you know who your professors are and speak up for yourself. Don't be afraid to talk to your professors. That is another thing. I feel like I waited for a while, waited a long time until I actually, you know, started speaking to some of my professors. Like, go down to them after class is over, introduce yourself. I know another good thing to do is look at their meeting times and go, or office hours, and go in and schedule an office hour with them and talk to them. Even if you don't have a true question or a concern in the class, it'll always help you later, because you never know when you will have a problem with something, or maybe you didn't get too good of a grade and now it's like, hey, you know that, you know my face, you know I come to class all the time, so what can I do? That definitely helped me out a lot. I had a situation in one of my classes where the guy boosted up my grade because I always came to him, not to say the grades are bad grades, even though I did have, you know, one concern about one grade. I was like, okay now. And I went to him and I scheduled it was a Zoom session because we were in quarantine. But he was like, you know, you've always been that student who's came up to me and discussed grades. And he just really liked that about me. So that is very helpful, and it will help you in the future, and it just helps you get connections. This guy gave me a lot of connections, and you know, it just, you're just able to talk to them easier, and possibly it'll help your grade out a lot too, because they feel like you're very involved in the class. And just make sure that you make your professors work for their earning, okay? You do not pay all of this college tuition for them not to hear your voice and for you to be able to voice, you know, your concerns in the class. So make them earn their salary. Okay, so another thing that I want to talk about or just talk about my experiences with making friends in college. So if I will be honest, and if any of my college friends or associates are watching, you know, don't be offended. This is my honest truth. I feel like I made a few true friends and many associates, and that may be just something temporary, but I'm that person. I like to feel people out first, and I'm all for having fun and everything, but at the same time I'm a chill person. So it's like a lot of things that my peers wanted to do or whatever, like, yeah, I'm all for hanging and having fun, but to a certain extent, if some of you understand what I'm saying. So it was just like, you know, I don't know, not that I felt out of place or anything, or that I even felt lonely, or no, I'm not saying that at all. I met some great people, some fun, exciting people with different majors. That's what I just loved about college, because, you know, I would sit and talk to someone and they'll say, oh, I'm trying to be an engineer. And I'm like, oh, what are you trying to do with that? And I'm only thinking from a certain level. And they're like, I'm actually trying to do this. Or there's so many people who I know who are pre-med trying to be doctors, and not just your typical, I'm just trying to go in and do this. No, like orthopedic surgeons, all of this. And it's just like, wow, it's so many young people out here around me who all kind of have the same mindset of trying to grind and, you know, have a great future. So that is one thing I really love. But I definitely want to take time and just get to know more people, like, personally, because it's one thing to like see someone out or at a party and y'all like speak in passing, and I feel like I had a lot of those type of relationships. Or, you know, some people I would even be like, oh, hey girl, or they'll come and sit down and have lunch or dinner with me, but I actually want to like really get to know them. So that's my fault, because, you know, I was kind of to myself. Then I met another friend who was really quiet too, but we clicked. Like, we were basically the same person, so we hung a lot. And I had one of my guy friends who I hung with him a lot, so it was just like I kind of was complacent. So yes, next semester I'm definitely getting out more. Not just getting out more, because I had my fair share of going to parties. We had date auctions at our school. I joined the BSA at my school, which is the Black Student Association. So I definitely met a lot of people. It's just more personal relationships with them. So yes, that's what I would say. Definitely go out and truly get to know people, not just hang with them. So yeah, the next thing that I want to talk about is mental health. So while I was in school, I would say my mental health was pretty good. I missed home a few times, not to where I was just like depressed about it, but I miss being around, you know, you know how you have certain traditions in your family. For my family, it would be Sunday dinners, and usually I see, you know, quite a few people from my family come together and we eat together. We just have a great time. We watch movies, whatever. And I really just missed that, because I didn't have that, and I'm 6 hours away. So I miss hanging with my people and just seeing my friends who I'm already used to seeing all the time. So sometimes that would kind of, what's the word I want to use? It would get me down, I guess. So yeah, occasionally, not the whole time. I had a great year, but occasionally I'll be like, ooh. And then plus I didn't have my car. Next semester I have my car, so whenever I want to drive home, I can do that. So I'll definitely do that more, because I only came home for Thanksgiving, was like my first time coming home, and then I came back like 2 or 3 weeks later or whatever for Christmas. And is that it? I feel like that's it. I was supposed to come home. I came home for spring break, and then that turned into being home the rest of the semester because of COVID or Corona. So yeah. Okay, but back to mental health. I kind of got distracted. So I would say what I did to help me a little bit, probably I would say a year ago, I started taking like fitness and working out a little bit more seriously. I was always active because I cheered and I danced. So it was never like a problem working out, but just making sure I'm consistent with that. So I started doing that. Probably lasted my whole senior year. I would go to the gym, and then summertime I really started it back. But when I came to school, and my school has a huge rec, if go online and look up Texas Tech Recreation Center, it's huge. And I was like, okay, there's a lot to do at the rec. I mean, obviously you can work out. They have all, like, probably every gym equipment you think you need and want, they have it. They have like different classes, like a rock climbing wall, all of that. And they have a huge pool outside and indoors as well. So, you know, that's just, I feel like a lot of people don't take advantage of that, but that'll definitely, because I know other schools have places to work out, even if the rec is like not as big as Tech or whatever. I'm really giving my school props about our rec. That is like one of the things that just attracted me when I first went to visit the school. But definitely, I would say go to the rec, work out. Don't just be too lazy where it's like all you do is barely do class, go to class, and maybe you do your work. I don't know what type of student you are, and then it's like that's all you do, and you don't, and then maybe you go to parties. But like, take care of yourself, make sure you're feeling fine, you know, change your eating habits. Don't sit up in your room and just eat junk, because that will definitely cause you to be depressed and just like down and sad. You know, I would, when I go to the grocery store or whatever, I would get fruit and, you know, kind of hearty, healthy stuff. I would make sure I had my cups of water and all of that. Just make sure your mental health is just on point while in college. And definitely talk to people too. You know, a lot of people don't even realize they have therapists and stuff on campus, whether it's that serious where you feel like I need to go see a therapist, or just talking. A lot of people, you know, we're so into our phones and stuff these days that we don't even realize the person who could be sitting next to you all the time is similar to you, and y'all could have things in common. So definitely just explore. Don't, you know, I know some things are hard. I had times where it was one time I was doing a project, and I turned the project in, and the guy was like, he couldn't hear the sound or something from my project. It was for one of my media production classes, and I didn't save the clips onto my computer. And so I'm going into the computer lab thinking, oh, I could just clip this together, piece it all back together, and I didn't have the sound. So now I'm starting from scratch, and he's like, I'm giving you to the end of the day to do this project. I promise you it was about 9 o'clock or something, and the computer just crashed all of a sudden. And then I had to be out of the computer lab by 11. So it was just, that type of stuff is stressful. Writing papers is stressful. Test, that is a big thing. I feel like out of everything, test definitely gave me a hard time. I'm a good paper person. I can write a paper all day and make sure it is good. I can complete projects and they will be good quality projects, but it's just like tests. I don't know. I have to keep finding my good ways of studying and being able to grasp things. I know I definitely used a lot of note cards and flashcards and stuff. So just find what works best for you. That's my suggestion. That's what I would say that really helps. And so I just want to kind of end the video. I know I used the term in the video a few times, but I want to tell you what I wish I knew. So my school has a bus route that takes you all the way around campus and even like to some spots off of campus. And my mom kept telling me, make sure you learn how to use the bus. You learn how to use the bus because it gets cold. It gets either really cold down in Lubbock or it gets really hot. And I literally had a bus route right outside of my dorm that could take me right in front of my college, my communications. As communications is what I'm studying. So that was a blessing, but I didn't learn this until second semester when I was riding on one of the Lime scooters around my school, and I fell off of it, and like I hurt my ankle. I think I sprained my ankle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot be making that walk to class. And I literally, this was second semester, so I had been in school for months and had never got on the bus before, not even attempted to ride the bus. And I was looking up bus routes that night before. I like took pictures of it, and that morning I got up real early and I caught the bus, and it dropped me off right in front of the building that I needed to go to. And excuse me, that was just amazing. So like little things like that that you don't think you would need or think will come in handy, definitely learn how to use them and use the resources that you have, and making sure that you connect with people. Like I had realized there was this program at school. I can't think of the name right now, but the program basically will set you up with different mentors. It's called Mentor Tech. That's what it's called. Okay, I just totally drew a blank. But at my school, it just kind of helps you, you know, get in the door. They'll give you different connections and all of that. So it was a time where probably twice while I was in school, I needed a recommendation letter. And it's like, oh my gosh, who can I get to write this letter on campus? And it's like, I'm not really that close with my professors. So like I said, I waited, like my second semester was when I really like talked to my professors, and I was always in their office hours and everything. So I would say make sure you connect, go into offices, introduce yourself to people. I know sometimes you could feel really young still, because most people are just 17 or 18 when they go off to college. So it's like, oh my gosh, your parents probably spoke for you a lot of times. But definitely learn how to speak to people and make connections with people. And you know, when you have that professor who speaks to you all the time in the hallway, or who's super nice, if you've ever had that happen, it's like, one time, if you have the time, stop them, shake their hand, ask them, what do you teach? What do? You never know. Some of these professors a lot of the professors, of course, have PhDs. And so you never know who their connections may be, especially in your college. Take advantage of that, because that will just help you get internships when it's time for all of that to happen. You never know. Some professor may say, I want you to work, you get this many hours, you can come and work in my office or whatever. They may have jobs outside of the college that they can, you know, put you on with. So definitely make those connections. But overall, wrapping this up, I know I don't know if you guys would think this was a lengthy video. I thought it was kind of short, but that might be me. I'm also long-winded, so. But that's pretty much all I can think of. Just be safe. Definitely. Not that anything ever happened to me, but I had got like a little, what's called like the little rape whistle or whatever, and some pepper spray, a taser. I got all that. I kept it with me at all times for my ladies. So know your surroundings. Don't trust people so much. You don't know these people. They may seem like the funnest people in the world, but I don't know, it just surprised me how much like a lot of people I knew were getting out of different people's cars. Like, you don't know their driving skills. You don't, God forbid somebody is like drunk or something, they try to drive drunk. You just need to make sure you find that solid group of people who can make sure y'all stick together. And I love that about the friend group that I had met. You know, we would go out, and I remember the first party I had ever went to, it was a pool party, and I was talking to some other people who I met who wasn't quite in that little friend group, or who had been talking back and forth before school started. And you know, they were super, super sweet. They texted me and was like, hey, Michaela, we don't see you. Where are you at? And I'm like, oh, I'm over here by whatever, you know, I was standing by. And, you know, they kind of just, everyone was looking out for each other. So I definitely feel like that in our group. I've never felt like I was in harm's way or in any danger around anyone. Not to say I didn't read them wrong, but, you know, I guess that's a good thing. I never felt like anyone was like kind of shady. You kind of have to watch them. But I know it's different with everyone. So just make sure you truly don't call everyone your friend. Everyone is not your friend. I heard a lot of people tell me stories about how they thought that these 5 girls were going to be their best friends. And yeah, they were cool for 2 or 3 months and then everything changed. So, you know, don't let stuff like that affect you. It happens. It's life. Yeah, I know a lot of us are still in quarantine right now, and we don't even know if we're gonna be able to go to school. I feel really, really sorry for the incoming freshmen because, you know, first of all, y'all senior year was completely messed up. And I don't know if y'all are gonna have all this experience I'm talking about with welcome week and face-to-face. So the world is still trying to figure all that out. But I hope everyone, all my subscribers, if you're watching, I hope that you guys are staying safe, wearing your mask, washing your hands, and just using this time to better yourself, spend time with family, well, the family that's in your house. And yeah, just stay safe, stay really safe, stay inside for right now. I know a lot of states are opening back up. I live in Texas, and Texas has basically opened back up, but I'm still in the house for the most part. I go out and get food. And when I say that, I mean like I stay in my car, have them bring it to my car, and then I come straight back home. So yeah, I haven't even gotten nails, toes, none of that is done at all. So yeah, just remember to stay safe, and we can all get through this together. And yes, thank you for watching this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already.